Hello my friends, time for another Gummy review. This time we're having a look at SpongeBob Krabby Patties. I missed out on this TV program. I've seen a couple of episodes, but in my youth I was into Rocko's Modern Life, and I was especially fond of the Ren and Stimpy show. I even had a smoking pipe for a long time that had Stimpy on the pipe as a clay insert to make sure your finger didn't get hot. So I really haven't seen enough SpongeBob to have an opinion about the characters or the show, but I know it's pretty zany. Let's see how zany these flavors are. It is packaged pretty well. We have SpongeBob there on the back giving you a knowing wink. Some bright colors, and it's made in China. And it looks pretty good. There's not a lot of connection from the front of the package to the back, because here we have a green design with little burgers in the background, and stark contrast to bright orange on the back. So interesting. Pretty good packaging overall. Here we have individually wrapped treats. One Krabby Patty per. This is also an attractive design, and it seems that there's an individual plastic tray inside each one of these packages. So quite a lot of packaging to get through, but it maintains the integrity of the Krabby Patty, I guess. And you could reuse these, I suppose. If you were a painter, you could use them for your colors or your wells, or a little water if you're doing some water painting. Kind of a sizzling note on the nostrils. This has a lot of citric and malic acids, and it is certainly coming through with an upfront sensation in the nostril cavity. Let's peel it open and get a little whiff of the individual Krabby Patty. It's SpongeBob's job, right? He works there, or he eats there, dines there regularly with his friend. Much different aroma inside the bag. The Krabby Patty itself tastes, well, we'll find out soon enough, but it has the aroma of kind of a medicinal smell. It actually does smell what I would think that hospital items would smell like that are packaged individually. There's definitely a clinical hospital smell, so that's unfortunate. So let's pull out the patty. I don't really eat hamburgers too often. I do kind of like those hot and spicy faux chicken patties that they sell. I eat those a lot more often than I eat false hamburgers. But I really love pickles on my hamburgers. I eat a lot of pickles anyway. In the past I used to eat a lot more, but I'm always certain to have pickles on my hamburgers, and sometimes I'll even go all out and have barbecue sauce and onion rings on the burger. Let's go ahead and eat the bun first. It's really attractive. I like these food like gummies. Pretty cool. The meat, however, is a little undercooked, I think. That's about the correct percentage of pickle to meat ratio, because I do eat a lot of pickles on my Sammys. I could very happily eat a hamburger with only pickles, ketchup, and mustard. But I often, I'll put whatever's on hand on them. Texturally middle of the road. It's pretty yielding, but there's a sponginess there. Not really quite a gumminess, but more of what I would consider a sponginess. Flavor's not very strong and also not really very good. It's not really wowing me. Let's have this piece of meat. It's strange to have a disc in my mouth. These treats are beginning with an unfortunate, I like to say, plasticiness. The disc format I'm not that thrilled with. Actually kind of poor, both in the flavor and the texture department. Maybe it will be made up for by this pickle. This one's far firmer. The flavor does seem to all be uniform. This one being thicker, it is also more flavorsome. It's kind of a bad thing. Really not too thrilled with anything except the presentation. I can't name the flavor. We're returning now to that sponginess that I noted. Since this was a little bit of a bigger chunk, I got more of a sensation of that middling spongy / gummy texture, and it wasn't so bad that time around, but I'm having a little bit of a drying sensation on the backs and the bottom of my palate, and my mouth and taste buds aren't really very happy. I would be especially thrilled if the flavors were all really good and they went together in concert perfectly and they were all different. Like, it seems like a very SpongeBob thing to do, to have these zany out there flavors just all intermingling, because it's a pretty zany concept, that undersea stuff that they're doing. So now I'm going to eat this entire Krabby Patty. Something about the aroma is a little bit promising, but it just doesn't follow through. Okay, here we go. Okay, it's not an adhesive that's keeping the individual layers together, I think, but there's a portion on the underside of each candy that is texturally a little different, a little stickier. It's just the relationship that they have. I don't think it's a binding agent, but it's pretty unpleasant. When I popped the Krabby Patty into my mouth, it exploded into 4 bites, and I really got a feel of kind of a nasty gluiness. It was mainly partly I think it was partly the texture. Really, it makes for a satisfying kind of a mouthful. Like, the amount is just about perfect because it gives your mouth a lot of things to play with. If only the flavors were better. It's just one note, really flat, really uninspired. I can't even really tell what the flavor is. They should have had just that perfect combo of fruit flavors so that you could have peeled it apart and enjoyed the treats individually, or eaten it all and had a really good time. So, I guess I'm not in on the joke, SpongeBob. Maybe he's just winking at the shareholders because they're getting, you know, tons of money out of this franchise, and they're not providing the consumer a quality product. Although the packaging's pretty awesome. I'll probably look around for maybe a pizza-shaped gummy treat. I know I've seen them in the past. I've probably imbibed one. But pizza is something that's really close to my heart. So we'll see how my emotions interact with the flavor of any type of a pizza gummy treat that I can get my hands on. So I'm going to head back down into the water to the bottom of the sea and see you later.